Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do a little energy update for twin flames, people who are in the twin flame collective. As they say, I was not planning on doing a reading today, but my spirit guides are at me and I need to. So and this is what this is really around is we are in Lionsgate right now as I record this. We're about to hit the peak on August 8th, and depending on when you're watching this, and it's a really, really potent time for twin flame activation. And so maybe I'll start there with what do you want them to know about twin flame activation? And what they want me to say is just FYI, I consciously channel, so I'm repeating what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing. Everybody's all around, and what they want me to anchor in from is just so you have context here. I would recommend watching my previous videos on twin flames. I have podcasts about it as well because I'm going to be doing more videos around twin flames, and I definitely can't explain it the whole thing in every single video. But the next book in the series within the first book I channeled from the Monarch Being is about love and relationships, and they get into different types of soul connections, and there's a whole book of twin flame information coming off from that. So I've been deep in twin flame stuff for a bit now, channeling around that, and for a long time I felt like it wasn't relevant for everybody, so I wasn't sharing much around it, and it has become extremely clear to me. They have made it known to me that this is actually relevant for everybody, whether or not you do have a twin flame, because of what twin flames are here to be an example of, which is really this higher frequency way of relating to each other and what it really means to connect to other people around us in all different types of relationships from a space of true love and really seeing people and true compassion and true forgiveness. And twin flames are really here to shake things up in terms of relationship of all sorts, and how that can look and what that can look like, and the immense power we have when we come together at a high frequency and what we can create. Because when you see twin flames coming together in union, the frequency they emit is so potent, and the things that they can create and manifest are really next level. And it's an example of what is possible really for all of us, whether or not we have twin flames. And with twin flames, it's a type of soul connection that is the same soul frequency, the same soul in two different vessels. There are no rules around, do you have to be in a romantic relationship or a friendship? It's a type of soul connection. The same way with a soulmate, somebody can be one of our soulmates. That doesn't mean that we have to date them. It doesn't mean we have to be friends with them. It can, right? But soulmate relationships can come in all forms. Your soulmate could be your romantic partner, it could be your best friend, they could be your business partner, they could be your parent, they could be your sibling, right? So we have lots of different soulmates, and these are just different types of soul connections. So they all serve a different purpose, but especially if you're going through the twin flame journey, more and more twins are coming into my field, and that's not a coincidence. And so they've basically told me that I really need to talk more about this, to be a resource, because I know how disorienting the journey can be. And I feel that, especially right now more than ever, as I'm tuning this activation, they're basically saying, like, it's really important that people who are on the twin flame journey find other people on the twin flame journey to really get to the depths of this and have that deeper understanding, because it's just something that unless you have a twin, you just can't fully understand. Sorry, I firmly believe that. There's no way I could have understood even as a psychic, even as an intuitive, there's just no way I could have understood without experiencing it myself. So anyway, it's an intent, it's a personal journey of what it calls up in you, what it brings up within you, and that's what they want me to anchor from. But what's this twin flame activation? So, Lionsgate right now is a powerful time of twin flame activation amongst a lot of different spiritual activations. And it just feels like if for the twin that maybe is a little more behind, so to speak, the time is ripe for a big wave of twins to come together and have a conversation and kind of sort some things out. It feels like there's been some misunderstandings. That's part of what can happen in separation is, there's that soul connection, but there's also the mind and the ego, and where we go off and create different stories in our heads, and is that even what's actually going on? And it just feels like the air needs to be cleared, and just because the frequency of the planet is shifting, right, there are things that are bigger than us, and that is one of the biggest lessons on the twin flame journey. Like, you can't control it. You can't control the timing. You can't control what the other version of you is doing. You just can't control it, and so you're pushed to full surrender. And there's gonna be like this energy shift that's happening right now. The twin that is a little more behind on their spiritual journey will probably have some type of spiritual activation, awakening that will prompt them to need to come forward because they know that their other twin will understand, or getting pushed so deep into their like so deep that it's like, you gotta wake up. And I think about that with my own spiritual journey. Would I be here? I mean, it's just so funny because people who know me now think this is how I've always been. I was not spiritual. Didn't identify as intuitive. I was like totally different personality for most of my life. And what I had experiences that pushed me to my limits, pushed me to the darkest places I had ever been in. And I literally thought my body was going to break in half, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to move forward or survive. And so many different experiences in my life pushed me there, and I kept getting pushed there until I finally threw my hands in the air and I was like, universe, what the hell do you want to tell me? Like, I will do anything. I will listen to whatever. And this is where, we're going to keep getting pushed harder and harder and harder until we listen. And so, are you going to listen? And it just feels like that spiritual activation, things are going to turn on. If there is a disconnect in terms of one person is much more in tune with the telepathy and the we have the same feelings going on in our bodies, and I'm feeling what, like that intensity, it feels like the other twin is going to start to catch up. Like there's some type of catalyst awakening, like moment of, okay, we have something's going to push a conversation. Okay. And I'm talking about, is this going to be for everybody? No, they're actually saying a third. So they're saying a third because different twins are going to be activated in their mission together, because there is a shared mission. There's individual missions, but also a shared mission at different times. And so we've seen different waves of people coming into union. And as just a collective outside of people who are having the twin flame experience, it's so fascinating to me because, I mean, this year is about love and relationship and home life and family. It's a 6-year numerology, but what I've been getting is so much of that is rearranging right now. And it feels like actually next month, next month is when a lot of it comes in. Actually, wait, what's 7? What are we in? 9 plus 6? Oh, I guess that does make sense. It's a 6 month. I didn't even think about that. So there we go. Love when the psychic stuff aligns with the numerology. So it feels like people are having a lot of it's like dating energy or reevaluation of current relationship energy right now, and then things get more cemented in next month, if that makes sense. But with the twin flame activations, there is this, like, as twin flames, they're saying, like, you have to recognize that you are leaders. Like, the energy is leadership energy. People who have chosen the twin flame experience are very, very old souls, and it's like last incarnation. Are we going to do this or not? And you feel that kind of, I'm running out of time. You feel that I need to find the mission, or I'm disconnected from my purpose. And it feels like, there's on one side, the divine feminine is feeling like, hello, like this is part of the purpose. These are the answers, like going into whatever is going on here. And the divine masculine is like trying, it's like, I can't figure out my purpose or what's going on. And it's just going right over their heads that it's connected to the twin flame journey. And that's the door. Like, they have to walk through that door for anything else to open up, and everything's going to be stuck until they walk through that door. But it's going to finally click for them soon. Again, for this wave that's ready to go. I just feel like things are going to be accelerated. And I feel like, part of the beauty of the twin flame journey, and really how you can figure out, is it a twin flame journey, is taking a step back and just letting the universe do its stuff. Because on a true twin flame journey, the signs and synchronicities, the random meetups or communication, like you just can't make it up. It's insane. So the universe does its thing. And the thing is that for the divine feminine, you know, the purpose for everybody, it's a personal journey that allows you to be in connection, right? It's about, can I connect with my soul, like literally in this other incarnation? And does that scare me to look at my soul, this other version of me? That's really what it represents. But the more the divine feminine focuses on her connection with source, with the divine, her spiritual connection, and really steps into that mission, the only thing that can happen is big picture positive shifts for the divine masculine. And so it's not a thing, it's not an issue of like looking at the divine masculine and thinking, you know, why is this person not talking to me, or what do I need to do? It doesn't even involve them. You need to focus on like your connection to spirit and your spiritual path, and everything else unfolds from there. So, and masculine and feminine and the twin flame doesn't, as always, has nothing to do with sex or gender. So let me just see, why are you guys like, they're really coming at me to, oh, okay, because a lot of people are, it's going to click for them. It's going to click for them that they're on a twin flame journey. It's like an aha moment. So, because here's the thing, like for me, it wasn't until I met my twin that it like all turned on. It all turned on. And so I wouldn't have known that without meeting him. So it's going to be that like that click moment for a lot of people. And even people they're showing me, there are couples in a relationship currently, and you're going to have this aha realization of, wait, this is my twin flame. Like, I actually feel like a lot of you have already done that successfully, and you're in a relationship where you're going to realize, oh shit, the relationship I'm in currently is my twin. And then you're ready to immediately be like, okay, what's our larger mission? Because this is a time of a wake-up call to what the larger mission and purpose is, which is why you have that deep underlying, like, what is my purpose? And I need to find this. It's a seeking energy, right? It's this craving to figure it out. Well, because you're going to keep having that craving until you've touched it, until you've met it, until you felt it, until you've tasted it, right? And then you're like, oh, that was what I was looking for. And my intuition kept guiding me to look further, to go deeper, that like something was off, until I found, oh, that was it, right? When you have that feeling in your body of something is off or I'm missing something, you have to honor that and listen to that. You're not making it up. You're not making it up. So some of you in a relationship already are going to realize, oh, this is my twin. And then it's, oh shit, they're showing me like a couple in a house together already, in a relationship, and they both have like a dream, like, or one person is meditating, one person is dreaming, and they both experience the same thing of like, oh shit, did you just see that? Like, this is what we're here to do. Like, you're going to have some type of spiritual experience like that, that lets you know very clearly what it is. The other piece of this is, if anybody right now is with a karmic and it's time for level 2, because that's what will happen, okay? In the twin flame journey, it's like there are different levels of it, and there will be, especially if you are the more spiritually connected twin, your guides will let you know, like, all right, you completed phase 1, which I would consider phase 1, or the way that they describe it to me. Phase 1 is realizing what's going on, and kind of, it could be the pushing, the pulling, it could be the running and chasing, it could be that kind of like weird space until the divine feminine figures out, oh wait, this is about me focusing on myself and my journey with myself and my inner work and my healing and my connection with the divine, and fully says yes to that in her mission, and like clears out all of her energy, and it's like fully anchored into, okay, got it, it's not actually about running or chasing, it's about me and my connection with my soul. And then when you've done that, it's like, great, now we're moving on to level 2. Where this other part of you is like has to come along. And if you're the divine feminine, you feel like you're kind of leading the relationship, and you're feeling like, I'm doing all the hard work. You are doing hard work, but also they are too. They're probably, both parties are going through different versions of these lessons. It's just as hard. And I personally feel that, like, in the phase 1, it feels like the divine feminine maybe it's more intense because she knows what's going on. But then in phase 2, it's more intense for the divine masculine. But the point is seeing this from love and compassion, because part of where you still get stuck in level 1 is when you are looking at it from, why isn't my divine masculine like seeing, or I'm annoyed because I'm doing all the hard personal work, I'm doing all the spiritual work, which is like crazy and intense, and it's a lot, right? But this is about seeing from love and compassion. That's a different version of you. That's a different aspect of you, and they're going through a lot too. Like it's seeing it from that level of compassion. And this is something that I just wish I could scream from the rooftops, because I've talked to a lot of people in this journey, and I'm like, put yourself in the other person's shoes the same way you want them to put themselves in your shoes. Like, I think about how scared shitless I was when I just first understood that I was psychic. I remember how scared shitless I was when I went through my dark night of the soul, and just like being in a dark night of the soul and not even knowing that term, and how, oh my God, it was so much. Like, I didn't have capacity to deal with anyone or anything else. So imagine going through a dark night of the soul on top of meeting your twin. Because people have different activations or catalysts for going through their dark night of the soul. Like, this is about having compassion, because it's not about comparing who's doing more work. It's like everybody's going through all different versions of the experience, and that is part of what's going on in twin flame dynamic, is when you have two versions of your soul incarnated in the same reality, you're learning twice the lessons in this incarnation. So they're learning half of the lessons, and you're learning the other half. Like, it is a group project. It is a group project, even when you feel like it's not. But I do feel like there is this, energy of like, let's go. Like, and that's where things start to shift, is when the divine feminine steps into her power and is like, I'm not waiting for this, and I'm not lowering my standards anymore. Like, this is what I require of people in my life. This is the mission I'm on. I am not getting thrown off track. And it's like, you either join or you don't, but they kind of have to. So it's fine. Anyway, so twins that are in relationship already and don't realize it are going to have that. There's going to be some psychic experience. There's going to be some dream or some like meditation, and you guys are going to be like, you might meet each other in meditation and be in the same dream together and have that memory of it. But if you are in with your karmic soulmate and you think it's your twin, or with a karmic soulmate because you just want to be with them, something's going to come up. So you're going to get knocked out of that real quick. So it could be there. It's like the energy of lies or betrayal or a toxic behavior. Like, it's going to become very obvious for you. Something is going to happen, or they might say something and you have this moment of like, it's kind of abusive. It's kind of toxic. Like, a true twin flame doesn't have that energy. But a karmic soulmate, if it has that kind of energy underneath it, then you're like, wait, this isn't what I thought it was. I feel like if you're in the karmic, there's this type of like almost brainwashy hypnosis sort of feeling, because you get so caught up in the frequency. It's so intense. I mean, like the sex, right? Like all of that. That's where you can get really caught up in that, and all of these different past lives, it's all feeding into it. But there's a moment where you snap awake, like, what am I doing here? It's like something they say or do, and they're saying like lie, betrayal. Like, it's gonna be obvious that the truth will rise, where you're like, yeah, not doing this anymore. And so a lot of people are gonna get knocked out of karmic soulmate relationships real quick right now, because it's like, hello, twin flame activation. So you have to recognize that whenever something intense is happening for one twin, it's also happening for the other. It might not be the exact same manifestation, like physically, of what's going on, but both are feeling the intensity of the energy, because you're connected, so it's affecting you. So we have a lot of that right now. I feel like August is going to be a very big month for twins, and so they're telling me, and I mean this as well myself, like, if you find yourself in one of those positions and you're realizing what's going on and you're realizing you're in a twin flame journey, like I will not be surprised if you find me, because twins will find each other and you're not crazy. I know it's disorienting and there are people out there who understand it, and I am a resource for sure. So questions, leave in the comments, submit on my website. Like, they want me to start sharing a lot more around this because they're saying a lot more people are going to come and find me who need support with this and have questions and just need support navigating it. So I just do what I'm told when it's from love. So that's basically why they're telling me I had to make this video. Okay, what else do we need to know? I don't want to make this too long. Divine, I'm not even gonna, do I even pull cards? They're saying the divine masculine is about to get knocked off his path, his false path. And so then the divine feminine is, how do you meet him? That's your moment. How do you meet yourself when you're in a dark night of the soul, when you feel like you have had all of your paradigm shattered, when you feel like you're just lost and confused and holy shit, what am I doing with my life? Like, that is the lens from which you must see this. Is if they come back or for the first time, notice where you want to respond from your ego of like, too late, I'm annoyed with you, oh, you want something from me now, versus recognizing that is another version of you. So can you connect with that piece of yourself when you've gone through that? And how do you want to meet that person? With love, with compassion, with like, I'm here to support you, what do you need? Right? And so that is where, we have to live things before we can be the example of it. And living it is, how do you fully show up and respond in a relationship from love and compassion and forgiveness and seeing that person as their soul self and not their ego? And that is the opportunity that's available at this time. Let me just pull a couple quick cards. Okay, what is the divine feminine? Divine feminine in this dynamic need to know. Live your purpose, focusing on you. Soothe your soul. Again, focusing on especially your nervous system right now. And just, this is about, they're showing me somebody just like focusing on themselves and just like, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm available. I think of it as, okay, I'm in a room and there's a hallway and the twin flame is in the hallway. And maybe the door might be shut right now because I'm doing my thing, but it's not locked. And there's a welcome in sign. Right? Versus me poking my head out, hey, come in. It's like, I'm in my room doing my thing and the door is open if you need it. It's unlocked. And then the last card is make a decision. Now this is really important because this is where, again, there's this divine orchestration, but we also are co-creators. And if you feel like none of the energy is moving, have you decided that you want to commit to this path? And they're saying there's this moment right now, this energy of, if you're watching this, like, you have to decide, are you choosing this journey? Like, are you choosing this journey? And the thing is, in some ways I feel like we have a choice, and others we don't, depending on how you want to perceive it. But choosing this journey is choosing yourself. It's choosing personal growth and expansion. It's choosing to lean into it and all of the lessons we have to offer. And it's choosing to lean into what is my higher purpose. To not choose the journey is to choose to be in resistance for the rest of your life. Just saying. And I feel like because this is for the divine feminine, because you might have hurt feelings. Like, you have hurt feelings, you're confused, you're like, the ego's popping up, you're trying to protect yourself, you're like kind of trying to do your own thing, and you're like, ugh, over this, I've wasted too much time and energy on it. That's where we can accidentally get in this like wish-washy energy. And it's like, what? Choose your timeline. Like, are you choosing the twin flame journey or not? Are you choosing yourself or not? Like, or are you going to choose to go a different path? Like, there has to be a choice and a commitment, because when you say that, all of the energy shifts. So think about, have you actually chosen it? Are you still in wish-washy energy? All right. What does the divine masculine need to know? Although I just kind of always feel like statistically it's probably just divine feminines watching this. Because they're like, what do I do about this? And the divine masculine is like, I'm going to try and avoid this topic. If they even know what's going on. Okay. All right, divine masculine. It's so funny because I was just seeing all this green before I even said anything on all these cards. So be the bigger person. Get out of your comfort zone. It's time to transform. And that has been that's been the holdup. That's been the holdup, is the divine masculine has been in this space of realizing, like, if I go into this, things are going to change. I'm going to have to change. And they're going to be positive changes, but it's scary because it's not in their comfort zone. And this is about shifting into level 2 of the twin flame, like level 2 of the twin flame journey, which is what's happening right now. This is this next level of twin flame activation. It is like, okay, so if the divine feminine has been leading and she's been extending herself and she's been trying whatever, now it's time for the divine masculine to step up and initiate the conversation, because it feels like they would rather kind of like run, or like they're running away or busying themselves, distracting themselves. Maybe they're social media stalking, like, you know, all the twin flame shit we do. But it's like, okay, how long are you going to do this? And they're going to have this realization of, okay, the divine feminine is not going to do anything. And it feels like they're getting triggered because I feel like they can feel you rising into your power. And so it's like, all right, I got to like put my ego aside. And that's really what it is, right? Like they've been in this deep battle with their ego, with their fear, with their mind, overthinking it, trying to rationalize their feelings. And there comes a point where they're going to be pushed to full surrender and realize, like, I can't figure this out by myself. And I'm certainly not going to figure it out just thinking about it. And nothing's going to change when I just keep doing the same stuff I've been doing forever. Because they've been hiding behind what they've always done. They've been hiding behind their comfort zone and distraction. But like it's hitting the point where, oh, I can't do that anymore. And so this is their transformation period. The divine feminine has been going through her transformation period and has transformed. They're like showing me going from a caterpillar to a butterfly. And now it's time for, because that has been done, now energetically, the divine masculine has to catch up. And so now is the time for him to go through his transformation, and he's scared. And that is why the divine feminine has gone through this to support him and to show up with love and to be there for him, so he doesn't have to, he has that support and that love and doesn't have to go through it himself, because otherwise he's going to be like, what am I doing? I think we all, a lot of us know what it feels like to go through a spiritual awakening and not have anybody to lean into. It's scary as hell. Like it's so fucking intense. And so you get to support him through that so that he can transform more easily. And kind of, they're showing me like just ease his fears. Like let him know, like, is this actually going to be something that's like, it's unlocking everything you've ever wanted for yourself and just allowing yourself to move past your ego and actually listen to your soul. So there's a sense of freedom, right? But he has to also choose. He has to also choose, I'm willing to I'm willing to cannonball into the deep end and shift, because I have there's nowhere else I can go. It's just like backed into a corner. And how long are you going to stay backed into the corner that you put yourself in? And so it's like finally plucking up the courage to walk down the hall and open the door and be like, okay, this is what's going on. And there's this real humbling moment when you guys recognize energetically, like we need each other. And that is what is different about a twin flame relationship than a regular relationship of this. I will use the word need, because it is the other part of your soul. It's like, I need me. I need me. I need all of me. I need to be fully integrated and energetically in unison. And when you guys start collaborating and working together, that is when all of your gifts, all of the magic, all of the manifestation really starts to flow. And I feel like once you start going in that direction, both of you are going to recognize, oh shit, my life is going so much better. Whoa, we're manifesting really cool stuff. And that is one of the coolest parts about the twin flame journey, is the level of manifestation and things that can be called in when the frequencies come together. And it really just is a choice of like, we're going to collaborate here and support each other in what we need to like manifest this together. And both of you are going to realize, whoa, like the energy is different. This is flowing. This is working. Because up until this point, there's been this, why isn't the energy moving, or why is this not coming in, or why do I feel disconnected in whatever part of your life, and you're trying to figure out this other reason, and the answer has always been because you're not choosing yourself, because you're not letting yourself go into the twin flame journey. It's the yellow brick road that triggers the fuck out of you. So anything else there? No, they feel complete. Okay, perfect. So let me know if this resonated. Wow, that was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. There we go. Anyway, if it was helpful, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And if you know anybody in your life who is going through a twin flame journey and this would be helpful, please send them this video. Hopefully it supports them, and hit the thumbs up button if this was helpful or interesting to you. I appreciate that so much. And the subscribe button if you don't want to miss any future videos. All right, that is going to be it today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in a future video.